Hello students, so in this next problem we're going to have to understand what stock warrants are in order to complete the problem. So quickly, a stock warrant is basically like an option. So as you know, an option provides the owner the right to purchase a stock at a certain price. They don't have to buy it at a certain price, but they have the right to do so. So a warrant is the same thing. So warrants are included with the bond as incentive, as they say here, a sweetener to entice investors to purchase the company's bonds. So they get the bond and they get this little extra something. So what happens if the transaction includes the bonds and the warrants together for a total price of 10 million? They need to allocate that 10 million between the bond and the warrant. So how are we going to go about allocating that? So first of all, here's some of the key elements to this quick problem just to kind of get our feet under us. Here's the common stock value, $5. Total amount is 10 million. The bonds were sold at 99%. And the market price of the warrants are 30. So this is the bonds without the warrants value, and this is the warrants without the bond value. So that's important, the 99% and the 30. So all we're going to do is we're going to look at the fair value. So the bonds without the warrants, they said was 99%. So it's 9.9 million. The warrants without the bonds were had a market value of $30 each. So it's 300,000, and so the aggregate fair value is 10,200,000. So now just take 9.9 million out of 10 million 2, and you get a percentage, and you allocate that percentage to the amount that they got, $10 million. And then you do the same, 300,000 out of 10 million 2, and then multiply that by the $10 million, which is the amount they actually received, and then you get the amounts that we're going to allocate as associated with each of the bond and the stock separately. So then you just go about putting the information in as normal. You debit your cash because that's what you received, 9,705,882. You credit your bonds payable, and then the remainder goes to the discount. Then for the warrants, you debit your cash, and so the two of these together give you the 10 million, and you credit your stock warrants. Let's look at the problem. Eisler Corporation issued $1,000 bonds at 101%. Each bond was issued with a detachable stock warrant. So that's how much they were issued for. After the issue, the bonds were selling at a market of 98. So that's the market amount we're going to use for the calculation. And the warrants were separately being sold at 40. So there's our market value of the warrants. So looking at the journal entry we're going to need to do, first one I would do is the cash, because we know we're going to receive 2,020,000 because the bonds were issued at 101%. $2 million bonds at 101% means that we definitely receive cash, $2,020,000. But we need to allocate that between the bond and the warrant. So we know the bond payable, that's the other one we can put in. That's going to be $2 million. But we don't know the discount yet. So what we need to do is jump down here and look at the fair value. At the time the bonds were selling, the fair value was 98% of the bond by itself. The warrants by themselves were $40. So if you look at that and add them up, that means the total fair value is 2,040,000. And so we can use this as the allocation percentage. Well, 1,960,000 divided by 2,040,000 equals 96%. So of the 2,020,000, 96% of that would be 1,940,784. So now we know the discount on the bond because the bond's face value is 2 million, but we allocated 1,940,784. We know the discount has to be 59,216. The warrants are 4% of the $2,020,000 that was received, so that's 79,216. And so all this together should come out in your calculation.